This is Arukh HaShulchan Yoredea, Simon Chav Beis, Sif Zayin to Yud, Supplemental Day 108 of the Arukh HaShulchan Yomi series. Zayin. Customer Rabbi says, Beis writes, Bishlu Shalem, if you cook the bird whole, you have to dig out and remove the blood vessels. And the rest of the cooked dish, if there isn't what in the pot enough to negate the blood, which is in all the vessels combined, b'shishim and 60 mutar it's misal kalashona. End quote. Kamanosa shesim the kenega kol chutim. It means that you have to have. I think it's a typo here. It says shesim, but it should be shishim. Actually, and it's not. It's not. It said shishim also Mali before and two words earlier. So kamanosa shishim kenega kol chutim. 60 corresponding to the entire volume of those blood vessels, including the vessel itself. You don't know how much blood came out of it. We include the container, the vessel. Now we said to negate the blood which is in all the vessels, because the prohibition is on account of the blood. We know the Ramah is machmir when Isser clings to another Isser. Well, not another Isser. When Isser clings to another piece. Meaning when the piece clings to another piece. Requires 60 corresponding to the entire all the pieces. If the thing to which it clings itself doesn't have 60 to negate the prohibition. The Kodesh requires 60 in the chicken itself to negate the vessels. Or 60 to negate the entire chicken, which is connected to the vessels. Certainly according to that which he passes later on. We say chanan, that the piece itself becomes a prohibited substance, and all prohibitions, not just by basar b'chalav, which of course is one of the major disagreements in halacha. Yet the Ramah doesn't say anything here. Why not? So I'm have to say this. You have to say that in an issa which clings, there are two reasons why 60 corresponding to the entire piece. One is that that piece which clings to the prohibited substance absorbs initially and prior to all other absorptions. And the entire piece becomes a prohibited substance. Here we get shishim choser, and you need 60 corresponding to it. But another reason, we're afraid that maybe this piece was at one point alone by itself. And absorb the prohibited substance. But it's being loaned available. And then even to go according to the opinion, which is the base Yosef, that you don't say chanan by other prohibitions only by basar b'chalav. Nevertheless, this piece remains in its prohibition because it wasn't mevatel the issue with which it was cooked. Here, neither reason applies. Here, to say that the piece itself absorbs more quickly prior to the rest of the pieces is not relevant here. Because the blood vessels themselves separate between the blood and the chicken. The ba'od hachutim atzmam em behem dam. I'm sorry, the ba'or hachutim atzmam, that in the membrane. It's hard to call it a skin, but yeah, it really means skin here. The ba'or hachutim atzmam em behem dam. The skin, the membrane of the the vessels is not have blood in it. According to this, Anthony goes blood. So according to this, the chicken does not absorb more quickly than what's in the rest of the pot. The second reason might be isolated. Not concerned the came the dam should be rabbanan. So since the once blood is cooked, it's only the and this is the rabbanan. So we don't assume that something negative occurred. Lamar to say shows about it, to say it was by itself at some point. Therefore, if there's in the entire pot, the 60 corresponding to the vessels, mutter it's permissible. That's the shach and the prima godim. Test v'yesh lokim. Those who argue. Who and they hold the minakan is a davuk. We say there's a davuk here as well. The shishim negakul needs 60 corresponding to the entire bird. Imam turn to go shishim negabim. The bird itself does not have 60 corresponding to the veins. That's 1,000 to a shore. She's by and the reason why they say the veins themselves not hefsek because it's like a membrane. It's not actually hide, as we should not have a skin. We say in Sim Kofei, I believe the entire part of the reasons Kosh Baruch created blood vessels is that stuff should be able to diffuse across the membrane. Oxygen and stuff like that. But not necessarily the blood. However, it's not comparable. Because that krum rach vavina kosh name. So he says, well, no. He says a membrane, such as on forbidden fats and stuff like that, is soft, and the veins are hard. And it is a true hefsek. It's a true interruption. Therefore rejects this opinion. Because the first opinion. Very good point. He says that those are machmir require 60 also corresponding to the klipa, the amount which you would peel from around the blood vessel, which came also initially not because of the cooking, but because of the salting before the cooking. Because every time you cook, you must have salted first. Those who machmir klipa by melicha, where you salted actual blood with the blood vessels, here in this case, with the meat. Requires 60 corresponding to the klipa as well. And it's the Dark Moshe evidently in the name of the Gur. Yeshua said those who lean in destination klipa melicha ein el chum rabba because the klipa you have to take off by melicha is only astringency. The melicha vade roy lo markable kapota, because by melicha we should say that whatever it absorbs it then emits as a result of the salting. It's the taz. Yud v'da shino the kfim mashin is bar going on which you've explained in mishchitu avridim. If you did slaughter the cut the veins, or you butchered the animal before you cooked it, or if the head has been decapitated, mutar bein l'sloisa kula bein l'vasha, then you're allowed to roast it or to cook it. Yesh kama ma'in d'srilu. Some of the ancients hold the kol ma'asher ne'amar b'gemar b'vina eno l'tzli. That says not necessarily true. Some people say all the Gemara permits is only for roasting. But for bishul you need to have two things. So the cutting of the veins, and also cutting up the different cuts of meat. I'm not sure that. I think it's three things. It sounds like three things, but maybe but then removing all the gidim which have blood. Okay, remove all the those blessels. That's the two name of the Ra and the Ra name of the Rivet. And you don't have to remove the vessels themselves. The Ram doesn't mention because it's not halacha. Interesting. The bracket says Rabbi Yehuda's feeling came Mishnah. This Rabbi Yehuda Mishnah to cut the breeding. To be like Chomel argue. Says Amar Rabbi Shimon Levi Lebrei bebracha is chesed beis. That's what she said to his son Chizar b'vinik Rabbi Yehuda. Be careful in him to follow Rabbi Yehuda. Eino ela. Midas Chasidus is here to say it's only a piety and an additional level of meticulousness. According to the Rambam, evidently all the other poskim argue on the Rambam in this respect. That's it for today.